This is it. This is absolutely it.
Final show of the season.
Hey, give me some knuckles, man.
Made it the whole year.
This is amazing, isn't it?
The whole season.
Oh my
NFL
gosh.
season. We're down to the end.
Oh my
Super Bowl
gosh.
time.
This is it, folks. This is it. Super Bowl 55. Look at this.
The last show.
Chiefs, Bucs. Oh, well, you know what's special about this? What is? They're playing in their home stadium,
Playing
right?
in the home stadium. First team to ever do that.
Oh, isn't that something else? You were predicting it.
And I
Dude,
called
you
Tampa
predicted
Bay
it. You
preseason.
did.
Go to the tape. Don't see who I picked. Don't look who I paid in the AFC. Pay no attention to who I took in the AFC. Okay? But look, Tampa Bay and Doug.
I picked the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs. When he picked Tampa Bay.
I think I went on a bigger limb.
Oh, you did. I think the degree of difficulty was more for you picking Tampa Bay or me picking the Chiefs.
So.
That was something else. So, hey, you got Carl, you got Doug, you got Fire and Brimm Sports, and we are back for the Super Bowl show, man.
Do you know what this is, too?
What is this?
The final. This is the final show.
This is the final show, right, yeah.
This is not just the final show of
What's
the
that?
season.
What's that?
This is the final show that I done the Matt Stafford jersey.
This is it.
I retire this jersey today.
What are you going to do, dude? What are you going to do?
You know, we'll see. You know what? I may bite some kneecaps. I don't know.
Okay,
you know,
wait, hold on just a second. I got to go find something real quick here.
What do you got?
Because
what do you got?
I forgot something. We do have, just in
that
case.
will not be. Listen, they didn't fulfill their end of the deal. I don't need anything.
Okay, folks. What do we say about, since he's got to give up, the Stafford jersey? Do we give him a Browns jersey?
No. Why would I wear a Bernie Kosar jersey? Listen, you know what I'm gonna do?
We could get a Baker. We could get a Baker jersey for you.
Baker Mayfield. That's what's holding the Browns back. Look, that trade. Hold on. Let's just before we get in, we got a lot to talk about today.
All right, go ahead.
As a Lions fan,
I want to hear
as
this.
a Lions fan, and everything that we've gone through over the years, and as bad as we've been, and every hire that's been bad, and every decision that's been bad, we got a general manager that's stepped up right now and made probably one of the best trades I've seen, maybe in Detroit sports.
Yep.
They've made, but to trade, I mean, look, Stafford was an outstanding person. Like, he was always a stand-up guy.
Absolutely.
He was great in the community. He put up great numbers.
Yeah.
And he never whined. He was never an Aaron Rodgers. He never pointed the finger at
3
anybody.
years under Matt Patricia.
Oh my
I'd
God!
have
And
been screaming.
he stood there. He took the questions. He took the beating, and the media was rough on him, and he just took it. And he's got an awesome family, and just I mean, I hate to see Stafford go, but it was a great move for both organizations. You're sending Stafford to a winning situation.
Yep.
And we're getting a guy who started in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, 2 first-round draft picks, and a third. I mean, it was...
Over the past 3 years, I've banged at Patricia, I've banged at the Ford family, I've banged on everybody. I haven't banged on Stafford. He's the only one I haven't. I love this. I think it's a win-win.
For everybody.
Because what you said, Goff, they can win with Goff.
I mean, what are you going to do?
They don't have to take a quarterthag. Okay, you know, that's another show. That's another show.
That's a whole other show.
We could go on this forever, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
We had
Look, I felt like it was a fantastic deal.
But I do want to find out,
what
what do you think about Carl wearing the Browns jersey from here on out?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an opportunity.
Look,
but
the Browns, we're going to start that. The Browns, look, I banged on the Browns a lot this year, and they did a couple of things. Look, everybody gives me a laugh. Like, oh, he hates the Browns. He's wearing his Lions jersey. Yeah, look, I do. I don't like the Browns, but I think Baker Mayfield's holding them back. But regardless, the Browns made the playoffs. The Browns beat the Steelers. The Browns won a playoff game, and they did it in style. I mean, that team looks good.
Yeah.
And I don't say that very often, but I'm sure they'll find a way to mess it up. So.
All right.
That being said,
let's talk Super Bowl here. We are here. This is it. I look forward to this time of year. I mean, year round. I'm bummed though.
Man, it's Super Bowl.
Come Monday though, I'm bummed.
Yeah.
The Monday.
Well, you know what I'll be
bummed.
excited about is just we're getting to the point where things shut down 1 year ago, middle of March.
Yeah.
We lost the March Madness and all that, but I'll be excited to see the draft, and I'll be excited to see how things unfold because we missed having fans in the stands.
Absolutely.
And if we're on our way back to that, I mean, just I get goosebumps thinking about that.
What's really cool is that what the NFL did this year, though, in a time where there not a lot of things were going well, they gave us something to look forward to.
They did. Every week.
They pulled us off. They pulled it off that for the past 4 months, people have had something to look forward to.
I think they're the only sport that didn't miss a game.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They didn't.
Because it hit after
absolutely.
the NFL, and then
My
they
hands off
had time
to
to figure
the
it
NFL.
out. So.
You know, they did it. They gave us some, even without the fans.
Yeah.
We're still watching, man. We're still following it. It was an absolute blast.
It was.
Okay, let's talk about the fans. Let's talk about the fans and the records.
Let's talk about the records. Because I mean, it was, look, when you pick every single game, this is a tough road. You know, they didn't build those buildings. They didn't build those buildings in Vegas.
And we
because
proved
of winners.
it. We proved it.
Right?
Dude, you were so flirting with 500.
Look, this is a serious handicapping show. We take our job serious. We are professionals. We know what we're doing, and it was a tough road.
Testament to you, though. Take that 129, 133. We picked, like you said, every single game.
Yep.
And you were running high until like about 4 weeks to go.
Yeah, then I couldn't get off the Browns. And you know, a team that kept letting me down was I think I picked Houston every single week. I just refused to believe in how bad their defense was.
You know what? The Kool-Aid pick.
Almost got that.
The Kool-Aid pick. I almost got it.
This is our off-season strategy. Is to improve the numbers on the Kool-Aid. Going into next year, look, Kool-Aid pick's going to be money in the bank, fellas.
I got a friend of mine who's a Packers fan, and he basically said, I hate you.
Every time you pick the Kool-Aid
Because every time you pick the Packers, they always lost. And when I picked them last week in the championship game, he goes, I hate you.
And it happened.
And it happened.
Wow.
Oh, my
the
gosh.
Kool-Aid pick.
Oh, I so just absolutely. Oh, I'm going to give a little heads up, though.
Is it going to be
this
red?
Week's pick does have red in it. The Kool-Aid pick does have red in it.
Who are you going with?
I can show you. Right. It is red, though. Okay, I got some red in this Kool-Aid pick. I can't tell you who, but it's going to be that. Hey, shout out, man. Shout out to everybody.
A lot of
Twitter
fan
and
participation
YouTube.
This year. Made it fun.
These guys are so much fun. These guys are absolutely so much fun. We had 8 folks that were 2-0 last week.
Very nice.
Picking them both. You're thinking only 2 games. What's a big deal? Dude, it was hard. It was hard. Oh, Brad, he always pulls up 1-1. He'll take the 500, but you got Gene and Ping. They were
solid. Look at all the participation.
Absolutely.
That's what we like, though. That's fun.
Absolutely.
It makes it fun. We get everybody talking.
It's fun. And then a bunch of more folks. Louis Bell always comes through every week. He's got a good week. Harrison Weaver, Xavier, Nate, All Out Broncos, David. All 2-0. Nice job, folks.
Yep.
And thanks for just joining us. Hey, we got this show too,
It makes it fun, right?
Absolutely. So, okay. We talk about the records. We talk about the Lions. Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl.
Okay. But before we do that, if you don't mind, I want to talk about a couple things.
All right.
I want to ask you, and we want to find out, throw this to us our way on YouTube and on Twitter. Okay. What's the first Super Bowl that you remember? You actually remember watching. What's the earliest one you can remember?
That I actually remember watching would be Refrigerator Perry, Chicago, and
so it was like 87, 85. That's right. Yeah.
And it was at the 86 Super Bowl? That was 85.
85, 86, something like that.
Years,
Yeah.
So
that's the one, remember when the Fridge picked up Walter Payton and tried to drag him over?
Well, I remember that because I remember the Super Bowl Shuffle and Jim McMahon. I remember all that stuff.
That was a fun team. That was I saw them a couple times.
And I was 8. So I was 8 years old.
That was the earliest one? Oh my God. What Super Bowl was it?
I remember Washington and Miami. I don't know if they were the year before or 2 years before.
That would have been 81, I say. 81, 82.
Wow. So
that
one I was a kid and my parents had a Super Bowl party and I just remember like the TVs were too high for me to see it. I was a kid.
All right. So I'm going to show my age here because I too remember Washington and Miami. But that was Super Bowl 7. 1973. I remember I was a little tyke. And for some reason, I still remember I was a Dolphins fan at the time.
Okay.
And I remember that. It was Larry Zonka and, Bob Greasy and, Shula.
Right.
Yeah, that goes back a long ways, man.
Super Bowl Shuffle.
So we want to find out, what's the first Super Bowl that you remember? That's really fun stuff. Okay. What do you like to eat at the Super Bowl? Any snacks? Anything in particular?
Man, I'm a classic guy.
What's that?
Because we talk about. I'm like chicken wings. I'm chips and dip. I'm just fun classic snacks. I'm not anything off the rails like our buddy.
I remember Ping last year. Ping's on the show last year. He goes, bone marrow.
Bone marrow.
What do you
Okay, for the Super Bowl. Hey, you know what? I may have a little bone marrow to honor our buddy Ping's traditions this year.
Guacamole, stuff like that. You know, it's all the traditional stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's chips, salsa, all that sort of stuff. Again, we want to find out what you like. You know,
what are your snacks? What's your go-to? Because listen, I would have never thought of bone marrow. If
no, I don't think anybody would have thought of bone marrow.
If you got anything outside the box, let us know.
Oh, yeah, we've wanted to find out about that. Exactly. Yeah. Isn't it really weird? I should say weird.
No, different, right?
What's yours? Did you have a favorite Super Bowl?
Oh, absolutely. There is an unquestionable number one Super Bowl halftime show of all time. The best one is Bruce Springsteen's halftime show. Was the best halftime show ever.
That is one I absolutely loved it. I love Tom Petty.
That was a good one.
Petty, that was a good one too.
That was a good one because I like Petty, but man,
yeah,
Bruce
that was the Stones did a great job. Okay, I am going back, to some ones. The Who, I love the Who when they did a halftime show. Having said that, I thought Lady Gaga rocked it.
Yeah, no, that
she
was
absolutely,
great.
and Katy Perry. Yeah. Had an awesome Super Bowl halftime show too. So that was
man, they were so much fun.
Oh yeah, so those are some fun shows. So
again, that's back next year.
Again, we want to find out. What was your favorite one? Is there one that you really liked? Yeah. All right, one
that comes in second to the Bruce halftime
show. Okay.
The hard stuff.
Is there a commercial? Do you watch the commercials? Are you interested in the commercials of the Super Bowl? I know I am. That's part of the fun for me.
There's so many, and we're going to miss out on some of those this year because some of them, some of the big sponsors are pulling out and donating the money to obviously a worthy cause with COVID relief and that. But we'll miss out on the fun of that. I like the Doritos Time Machine one. Right? That's a recent one where the guy goes in there and he starts shaking the box, right? And there was an old FedEx one that I liked when he came in and the packages were late and the boss, they were cavemen, and the boss says, "Why didn't you use FedEx?" And the caveman's like, "FedEx hasn't been invented yet." And the boss is like, "It's not my fault," right? Still got in trouble for it. So I like those too.
Any of the ones that make you laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was one, it was some unemployment or, maybe like a monster or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so they show like the boss and he's sitting in his office and there's this big like moose head on his wall, right? The boss is at the desk and this moose head is the wall. Then they go on the other side of the wall and here's this poor schlep sitting at the desk. It's the other end of the moose.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Right over his desk. Oh yeah, there's some fun.
Who was the sponsor of that one?
I'm going to say like a monster or something like that.
Just remember the moose.
It was one of those It was like, do you want to get out of this situation and be over on the other side? Yeah. Do you want to be on the other side of the wall? Okay. This is something I know you like.
The Super Bowl prop bets.
Super Bowl prop bets. I mean, there are like 100.
I'm gonna give you some winners.
Give us some winners.
Some Super Bowl prop bets because obviously the endless.
These are these like.
What do you think about Tom Brady over under 2.5 touchdown passes?
I would take the over.
I'm going over.
I'd take the over. 2.5.
I love it. 2.5 is the over under on Tom Brady touchdown passes.
That's all he's going to do is throw the whole damn game.
Gronk over or under 2.5 receptions. Will he go to Gronk 3 times?
Yes, I think he's going to go to Gronk.
I think so too. I'm going to go over. Yeah. Will a team score in the final 2 minutes of the first half?
Yes.
I think so also.
Yes.
Either team that has it, these guys got here knowing how to manage the clock. Whichever team has the ball in the final 2 minutes is going to march down and at least get a field goal, right? They're going to know how to manage it. So I say yes. I think that's a winner. And then what color Gatorade is going to be poured on the winning coach?
Red.
Orange. Oh, probably red. Yeah, right. Yeah, probably red. Good call.
It's red, man.
All right. Good call. Those are all the prop. I mean, there's endless prop bets, but those are some of the ones I like.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Okay, we want you're to take any of those too.
Yeah, prop bets. We want to know. Hey, look.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so, talking about the Super Bowl, what kind of storylines are there?
I think there's one storyline in the Super Bowl. Well, there's one big one. I mean, look, Mahomes is back for a second straight. Could have been almost his third straight, but somebody stopped him from a third straight. I don't want to say.
Let's ask about that. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
But, Mahomes is the rising star, but there is an unfounded. The GOAT playing in his 10th Super Bowl is the storyline, in my opinion. Super Bowl 10. His 10th Super Bowl. This guy's playing in his 10th Super Bowl.
You also got, Andy Reid. There's another storyline there.
Yeah, he's going for back-to-back.
Yeah, he's going
back-to-back.
Mahomes. You got one of the youngest quarterbacks, one of the oldest quarterbacks.
Could be a passing of the torch.
There's a lot of those, but so why don't we just talk about the GOAT then, man? Let's just talk about the GOAT.
Listen.
Look at these records. Look, run down some of the records. This is stupid.
9. This is going to be game 10. He's won 6 of them.
Yep.
So he's either going to be 6-4 or 7-3. I think 70% is that. That's a key mark there. He's got to get the 4 times he was the MVP in half the time he was.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
4 MVPs. Not 4 MVPs. That's,
the yards. There are
pass
quarterbacks.
attempts, completions, the yards, total. A lot of these are just because he's played in so many, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like consecutive completions, 16. That's not one because he's played in so many.
Yeah.
He actually did that. He owns records that were done single game completions, 43. Single game, he threw 505 yards in one game.
There are guys, their entire career, they never had these kind of numbers in their entire career. And this dude has it just in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That is
Super Bowl
absolutely...
I remember the conversation just a few years ago. Like every time it's like, is this the last one, right? That the New England Philly game when Philly beat them and then he comes back and wins one.
Yeah.
Every one you think is the end. I remember the New England Carolina game thinking that, he was probably almost done. I don't know what I was thinking, but he was never. It's just never ended.
I'm going to pick on you for last week because you picked the Packers.
I did. I took Tampa Bay. We didn't have to bring that. I was going to let that slide. Tampa Bay was my preseason pick to go. But then in the NFC Championship game, I wanted to listen, I will. I would find it difficult to pick against Tom Brady in any game in the future. That's unbelievable.
We're in the game. It gets towards the end of that Packers Bucs game, and he's blowing me up on text. He goes, "Never again, never. I'm never going against Brady again."
I think I've said that every single time that I did. I've said that. Every single time in the last 20 years that I've gone against Brady, I have said, that's it. Last time, I don't even care. I would rather lose taking him than not taking him.
At one point, my wife is asking, what are you laughing about? This is what you're talking about. That's awesome. Okay, so let's do this. Before we go to the board,
board looks good. Doesn't the board look good, guys?
The board looks good, man. I really like the look of the board. The big helmets. They're playing for this.
It is Super Bowl LV, but this is the actual official logo.
That's the official.
That's just the trophy.
That's a trophy.
It's not an eye.
Because remember last year it was L. It actually was the eye, right?
Yeah.
Because I had a couple of people call me out on that.
Yeah.
They go,
no.
You got the wrong logo. I go, no. That's it right there.
That's it.
Okay, so. Before we go to the board,
let's break this sucker down.
Let's break it down.
What do you think?
Let's just go down. So here's what I'm thinking. We go down and just break it, by major areas, okay? And let's see, is there a favorite? You lean to one. Okay, quarterback. Mahomes versus Brady.
Mahomes is phenomenal. He really is. The guy is straight up. I watched. It's crazy. I have. I saved it because of the moment in history for me when Brett Favre threw the touchdown pass to beat the Lions in the playoffs in like '93 or whatever. But I was at that game, and during the draft when the Chiefs selected, or when Mahomes was drafted, they compared him to Brett Favre. And the clip that they showed of Brett Favre was him throwing that touchdown pass, and they did not think that highly of him at that point. And this guy is just.
I know.
He's phenomenal.
I know.
And he's another one where he doesn't pout. He doesn't point fingers.
Nope.
He's just a stand-up guy. He's a leader. All the things that Brady is too. That's tough. That's a tough call. What are you going to say? The GOAT. I'm going to go with Tom Brady just because he's the GOAT.
I go 51-49 Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm going to go 51-49. Go.
Same thing.
It's the passing of the torch as the quarterback.
Exactly. That's what it is.
This is like the up and coming. And look, eventually, Tom Brady's not going to be doing this when he's 60, and I think he knows it too. All right, TB12 method and all. Drink all the water you want. At some point.
Passing of the torch. I read this. Mahomes was 6 years old and in the kindergarten.
Wow.
When Brady played in his first Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. So when we were asking, I was asking you, what's the first Super Bowl you remember?
He probably doesn't even remember.
Mahomes probably doesn't even remember Brady's first Super Bowl.
He doesn't know a Super Bowl without Tom Brady.
I know. Isn't that something else? Okay, so
That's
it's
amazing.
it's pretty much neutral. I mean,
that's a tough call.
Yeah, I mean, because they're both that good. Okay, running back. Is there an advantage? I mean, you've got LeGarrette Blount.
Listen.
And you've got who's the other one for you
Jones,
got Jones, that's right.
and Hilaire, and Kansas City's not going to be able to run the ball. I don't think Kansas City's going to be able to run the ball.
I agree with
the
you.
offensive line's banged up.
They're Eric Fisher, their left tackle's out. That's a big one. That's a big one.
They're I mean, prove me wrong, right? But I'm going to go Tampa Bay on this one.
The big one for me, we'll get to defense, but we might as well talk about it because you brought it up there. The Bucs have that nose tackle. His name is Vita Vea.
Mm-hmm.
He is back. And this dude just clogs the middle of the line. So you talk about running the ball. And he commands so much presence in the middle of the line that Jason Paul-Pierre is going to probably be free. You know, I mean, you only can put so many hats on hats, right? And so my thing, just look for this. Look for the Chiefs to do a lot of screens. Sucker them in. Let them come on in and just dunk it over the top of the screens.
Yeah, basically ready for that.
They'll be ready for that. If I'm talking about it.
Well, look, I'm sure they listen. This is part of NFL teams' pregame warm-ups.
Absolutely.
They
they
watch Fire.
They're watching this too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Running back.
Except for
I
the
think
Browns,
it's almost
like Baker.
Watch out for
didn't
Darrell
mention me all year.
Williams though. Or
I mean, if
Darrell
anybody's going
Williams,
to get rolling,
he
right?
did really well last year at the Super Bowl. So look for that. But all in all, I'm going to go like 51-49 again.
I'm heavier on the running backs for Tampa Bay,
For
Jones
Tampa
and Fournette, than and just because I don't think Kansas is going to be able to run the ball.
Okay,
so.
what about wide receiver?
Wow.
You got Sammy Watkins, you got Hill.
Yeah.
Okay, those are the two biggies for. It should be Hill first.
Hill first.
Yeah.
Watkins, right? But then when you go Evans, Godwin.
I'm not sure about Brown. If he's playing or not.
But between Evans and Godwin, those are like two Hill quality. It's like having two Hills.
Yeah,
So wide receiver overall, I'm going Tampa Bay again.
You know what? I'm just going to keep with the Chiefs. I'm going to keep with the Chiefs.
Well,
but 51-49. Once again,
let's remember that Doug had Patrick Mahomes and Hill were leading his fantasy team all season. So every week he's rooting for the Chiefs.
Now it's not the time to go against them. Okay.
They led you to a championship, by the way.
Interesting one. Tight end. Yeah. Kelsey versus Gronkowski.
Yeah, and this is
Kelsey,
no-brainer.
absolutely.
That's not even a question.
Absolutely. It's not even.
The runner is whether or not Gronk's going to catch 3 passes.
Gronk looks like a shell of himself.
Yeah, well, he is. I mean,
but you know what?
But he fought.
I tell you what, if it is in the fourth quarter with 50 seconds to go and the Bucs are down, the 5-yard line, look for Gronk.
That connection's still there. It's like muscle memory.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You watch. Okay, defense. I think this is an easy one for me. I think it's Bucs. The Bucs in the better defense.
Which is, that's key, man. You say
I
that.
think the Bucs.
You say that, but your heart is not letting you follow through with that knowledge. You have this knowledge. All right? It's like me picking against Brady. Like, I have the knowledge, but I refuse to accept the knowledge.
You're right about that.
Because what you just said is...
I know. Okay. Special teams, I
just want to go back to you saying that it's a no-brainer that Tampa Bay, you're going with Tampa Bay on defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. I just that's the key. All right. Special teams.
I mean, that means it could be a 48 to 42 game.
All right.
It's going to be a shootout, is what it's going to be. Special teams, and maybe the Chiefs. I think they, they're both. I don't think
I'll go Chiefs special teams. Yeah, I'll go Chiefs special
teams.
Coaching. Here you got to go. I mean, you got to go Reed. He's been here back-to-back Super Bowls. He's been to the Super Bowls prior to that, back with the Eagles. He's been to so many conferences. I mean, Reed's been there, done that. There's no question. Yeah. You got to go Reed.
I'm with you on that. You got to go Reed. Intangibles. This to me is a big one.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
what's more intangible
than
the goat?
The goat. That's right. Yeah.
So one of your keys to the game. Hold on. Doug's keys to the game is defense. Can't pick. Intangibles. Gotta go with the goat. Who are you gonna pick? Well, I guess we'll find out.
I think you know what. We're going to find out right now. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So usually at this point we go to the brown bag. This is
My
just
brown
me
bag
saying-
this week, if there was one team to take it for the weekend, it would be the Browns and the Packers. Got the brown bag. Let's give one more brown dig because the Browns are not here in this game, and I'm at no risk of wearing that awful color all season next year.
Okay, we agree. We're not going to put a helmet up there because you finished in the top 4. Yeah, it's a great season that you made.
Well, you still kind of brown bagged it. Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers brown bagged it. LaFleur brown bagged it.
But LaFleur...
Listen, they're the brown bag. Green Bay is the conference championship. Listen, we're going to every year going forward for the next 25 years that we're doing this show.
Okay, there you go.
From the conference championships games, one team is the brown bag.
Okay,
All right?
okay.
And we'll just agree on who it is.
So you got to tell us if you agree with that.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
Green Bay's definitely the brown bag.
Green Bay's.
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo played their hearts out. They're not a
LaFleur
brown
took the
bag.
ball out of Rodgers' hand.
Yeah, and his logic was we got to stop him and get the ball back. Well, if you don't score right there on 4th and 8, you still have to stop him and get the ball back. So either way,
That's right.
you've got to
You
stop
still
him and get
get
the
the-
ball back. Take a shot with Rodgers.
Go for it.
But
Go for it.
if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I don't cry about it in the post-game press conference either.
No.
Aaron Rodgers is a crybaby. Like, seriously, like...
Okay.
Look, you mess up a relationship with Danica Patrick, you're a crybaby.
Jeez,
Okay,
you're just all over the
you're
place.
whiny.
Absolutely
like,
all
get over
over the
yourself. All right.
Okay, there's only one thing left for us to do. We've broken
Let's
everything
go.
down.
It
This
is Super Bowl pick
This
time.
is it, man. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit different. We're going to pick against the spread, and
So
we're going to
let's
pick
pick.
straight up. So
Yeah, I mean, and it's 3-point game, but let's do it. We're going to do them both.
so I tell you what, I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go first.
All right.
I am picking red Kool-Aid, and that red Kool-Aid
It's not the Bucs.
is not the Bucs. I know.
Defense, intangibles. You're going to go with coaching win Super Bowls. Drink the Kool-Aid for the last time of the season. Very nice.
There you go.
Very nice.
So I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to go,
Or against the spread.
or against the spread, which means one thing then.
Straight up.
Straight up, I might as well just put it right here. I
right.
am going with the Chiefs straight up as well.
All right. So you guys have watched the show today. You've heard Doug break down the show, and then with his logic,
Break.
makes absolutely no sense to follow through with this pick. All right. So let's just follow up with the Kansas City Chiefs have a reshuffled offensive line.
Yeah.
You need to think about Super Bowls past. It's about pass rush. It's about pressure on the quarterback. Think of the Giants New England Super Bowls. The year with Randy Moss when the Patriots are going for undefeated season. Nobody thought. I remember Brady saying in an interview, they think we're only going to score 28 and they score 17. Listen, defense is still going to look at last year's game. It wasn't.
You're right.
Listen,
You're right.
And here's the last 5 games for Tampa Bay. We got to wrap this. 47, 44, 31, 30, 31. Last 5 games, how many points Tampa Bay has scored?
Yeah.
Kansas City 32, 17, 21, 22, 38. I love Mahomes. I love the Chiefs. Tampa Bay
you're picking
is
the
going to
Chiefs?
get after Mahomes. We've got all the reasons why the GOAT's going to do this thing again, guys.
Okay.
They're going to cover the 3 and they're going to win the game. Tampa Bay is
There you
going to win
go.
the game in their stadium.
There you go.
And you've got all the reasons why. Rewatch the show. Doug even gave them to you. Man, great season.
Dude, this is awesome.
Yep, great
It's
season.
awesome. It's just the fact that we did it.
Yep.
The full season, we did it with you. All of your input, all the comments, all that, joining us on the pitchboard, and do it here for the Super Bowl too. Tell us about your Super Bowl, the first Super Bowl, and all those fun things that we just went through there, man.
Yep.
This is an absolute
It's a great year.
blast.
We'll see you again soon. We'll
wanna say
surprise you
thank
with
you.
the
Yeah,
show.
that's right.
Yep,
Let
we'll
us
see
know
you
what
again
you think
soon.
we can do after this.
Subscribe, and we'll see you guys again soon
got it.
with another show.
Absolute best.
Great year. Enjoy the game.
Enjoy Super Bowl 55. We will see you.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.